Hey, what's up? My name is Michael.
And this is Simon Sanga.
Biggest new updates. Watumiaji wa Android wako na jambo. Watumiaji wa iPhones wako na kitu.
Yep, very true.
And then there's something else we talk about at the end. So, Android has a new update. Android 15. Android yako ni ngapi?
I'm currently 14, but I've tried the beta for some weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, something which are nice, something which are just okay, something which are normal. Very expected.
Things which are nice. Na pia I think wewe umeziona kwa sababu Pixel user. Amen. Using Google's baby. Amen. Inakusaidia sana.
How lucky I am.
Yeah, kuna features mpya umeziona kwa sababu a few days ago wametoa a new version of the new version, beta 3.
Yes. So yeah, ilikuwa released on 18th of June. Ile ambayo iko available kwa watu wengi zaidi. Bado wata release, I think they widely itakuwa ni September wata release Pixel 9. But for now we more likely to have this beta seasons.
Pixel 9, when you say Pixel 9 inaipa mimi
touch your heart.
Yes, touches my heart.
So let's talk about Android 15. Where do we start?
Android 15 well for one thing,
yes.
In video squeezing, changes are not as big, right?
Yes.
Kama change kutoka Android 14 hadi Android 15.
Yeah, very true.
It's not very big. Zamani ndo tulikuwa kwamba ukisikia change in Android, yani like now ukilinganisha maybe Android 13 now and Android, let's say Android 4.
Yeah.
The difference is huge. Kwa sasa hivi vichanges ambavyo unakuta Android 14 to 15 unaweza kukuta hata vinaweza vikawa wakati ule.
Yeah.
Ingekuwa hata ingekuwa maybe Android 14.1 or 14 point ngapi. They're small.
Very true, very true. Lakini you know one thing which I'm very thinking kwa sasa hivi ni kwamba Android 15 inapotoka, of course kuna feature nyingi ambazo zishakuwa released early. For any changes right now is also substantial. Like when you discover like a new land, right? Like a new land, let's say Android land. Unaweza kufikiria kwamba nitafanya hivi. Once the things umeshavifanya zile basic, those are like really version kwamba labda let's say nimefanya farming for this area. The next time you think about maybe increase irrigation, unaona? The next time so okay, let me put labda drip irrigation. Kwa hiyo inakuwa ni incremental ndogo, right? So even though kwamba they are like minute ndogo, they count.
It's true. They count. Same thing hata when it changes the smartphone. Remember that question we've always been asking ourselves if we've reached peak smartphone.
Yeah.
Kama now maybe simu itakayokuja itakuwa tofauti.
Yeah.
You know, that's for another day.
Yeah, very true. I think the big change about we can start with ni what do you think? Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria kuhusu ile partial screen sharing, which I think is very common kwa watu wengi wanaotumia Pixel. So watu wengine wanatumia hizi simu za Android kwa sababu kuna OEM nyingi tu za Android. But partial screen sharing, once if you, for example, want to share or screen record, let's say video on Twitter, I can decide only Twitter.
That's very important. Kwa sababu mara nyingi like screen record, it's like gonna record everything. If you change apps, kwa mfano kama ume change app, maybe you have copied something, maybe a password from one app and kuweka sehemu nyingine, it records everything.
Yes, that's ndio kitu. So your partial screen recording, it's a big change I think for upande wa Android 15 ambayo inakuwa widely available now.
It's true. Angalau now unaweza like kama ukiona unataka kumwelekeza mtu kitu, you can answer your text.
Yes.
And then go back to the app ambayo ulikuwa unamuelekeza. Yeah. For me I think one of the biggest things is Bluetooth. Bluetooth sharing. Yes. Now you can pair more than one headphone.
Yes.
Kwenye Bluetooth.
Yes.
But pia sio Bluetooth zote. Ni if you have the latest version of Bluetooth,
Okay.
Bluetooth LE.
It makes sense kwa sababu hiyo Bluetooth ni kama protocol kama tunavyokuwa na TCP, IP, hizi protocol za internet. HTTPS, HTTP ni version 6 and then IP version 6, IP version 4. So probably the same thing. So I think this is like a new update when you Bluetooth in terms of what really changed now? Range or timing, or what does it change?
The fact that it can connect to more than one device.
So it's frequency most likely.
Yeah, unaweza kusema hivyo. I think you can say company frequency kwa sababu maybe frequency strength. Or maybe just the capability. Okay. Capability yenyewe in itself inaweza ikawa tu ni kitu cha kujitegemea.
Okay.
Kwa sababu the range might be the same, like kama una 2 or 3 speakers at the same distance.
Yeah.
Lakini inaweza kuconnect kwenye moja, haiwezi kuconnect kwenye nyingine, but they're the same distance. Okay. That means the frequency is the same.
Yes.
Frequency ni ile ile.
Yeah.
Lakini ikiweza kuchukua na ile nyingine, frequency stays the same but just the capability.
Okay, I get
kwamba inaweza kuadapt now more than one.
Okay.
Na pia tukiwa tunatumia hivi vi robot.
Okay.
You can connect more now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think that's a big update kusema kweli compare labda na screen partial screen sharing, yeah. That's a big one kwa sababu kama you can now connect maybe let's say your TV, your TV you can connect to with your earpods or headphones. So all these things at the same time, then I think that's a big addition.
Imagine kama speaker zako zote before ilikuwa inabidi speaker connect to the same audio source, not Bluetooth. So yani kwamba kama una speaker nyingi zote ziwe kwenye radio moja.
Yes.
Afu una connect na radio. Yeah. Lakini now it's better.
Yeah. And I think kuna pia kwenye hiyo line ya Bluetooth kuna ile ability ya kwamba I didn't get it very clear, but ni kwamba right now most likely kama unatumia Android phone inaweza ikawa on your Bluetooth right now. Right, so I think you can also set time kwamba after a specific period of time you can connect or what I think.
Inaitwa Bluetooth auto on.
Okay, inaitwa auto on.
Auto on. After a while you can switch it off and then after a while inajiwasha tena.
Okay.
It helps kama mtu wa kuendesha every day you are going to work. Yeah. So you don't have to switch it on.
Yes. Very true. Okay.
It's like Google has been monitoring the people's users.
Yeah. And I think the other thing which we can talk about, and I think this will be of interest as well, nadhani ile kwenye Health Connect. Kwenye Health Connect right now ni kama labda una application labda ya unakimbia kwa mfano. It really not so linked vizuri. Yani hajakuwa synced. Unajua kwa mfano hapo kwa mfano. Literally ukianza kukimbia, hata ukianza kutembea kwa haraka, it records. Right, it records, it monitor like really without you even having a hassle. Like I think the Health Connect it's a new thing, and I think it's focused kwenye uwezo wa kutumia Android phone kama similar to the way we are using iPhones in terms of health now.
Yeah, for iPhone naona kama their in terms of health kwa wameweka zaidi kwenye saa kwenye WatchOS.
Yes, I've been checking their
kwenye ile WatchOS kuna this new feature kwamba this new training mode ambayo ina compare all your trainings, all your exercises kila siku and then itaanza trend.
Okay.
And then siku ukifanya kidogo inakuonyesha kwamba based on what you can do,
yes,
this is not enough.
Okay.
Like ina compare na the hardest ones you've ever done.
Okay.
Na hiyo siku ambayo siku hiyo. Kwa hiyo it helps angalau kukupush kusema kwamba this is not my best. Uvivu.
Okay, interesting. I'm looking forward because so kweli mimi kitu ambacho na look forward kwa simu yangu ya Android ni hiyo ya health. Apart from the other basic other things which like nilikuwa na we haven't talked about the camera, like in the health part it's really important so it's something which I'm always with the phone. So it can go further and help me with tracking without need for me kuwa na Fitbit or kuwa na additional watch or anything. That's something which is going to be very useful for me.
How often do you use it for you?
What do you
your health app?
Yeah, it's the same. Kwa mfano sasa hivi na ile ya Nike. right? So whenever I'm going running or anything, it's track and everything, it's kama hivyo. Like I have to go to the app here. Yeah, like it's not like building combo. You can also track. Come on over track labda stock zako. And you get notification right from the phone without delay need ya kwenda open out. Another feature, which is very interesting to me, ni webcam. Yes, kuna two features actually kwenye camera. Number one, ile feature kwenye camera kwamba you can now increase brightness controls kwenye picture and is more intensified. You can do more with your pictures.
Before taking the picture or after,
even during the taking the picture. So right now naweza nikachukua simu yangu, when I point it to you, what is really do is inachukua ile picture ndio. But there is limitation kwamba okay, how much brightness, how much contrast niweke hapa hivi. There's limitation on those areas, umeona. So with the new update kwamba now you have more control. Similar to how iPhone you can just up and down, like now it's more details kwamba okay, how much of the light should I expect from this picture? So it's really interesting that part. So I'm looking forward when you hear up with this one feature I'll test and see before and after. So right now, the thing which I'm really looking forward to for this few weeks, how am I taking pictures?
Okay. Yeah. So you're monitoring it for yourself?
Yes. And then I'll look at the same pictures eventually after the update. Labda something which I can think also naweza nikajaribu kuwa na simu mbili. Moja na iOS na Android 14 and the other one with the 15.
I think hiyo kitu inawezekana sana. We can even document it.
Yeah, that's something we can document actually. It'll be interesting to see whether how further they've stretched the camera.
Is it squeezy? Real squeezy. If just think about it with the computation kwenye simu. How real is the image you take?
Yeah, 50-50.
How real is it? Kwa sababu if in a dark room, or in a dark situation, pictures are brightened.
Yes.
Ikawa kama the place is well lit.
Yes, very true.
That one we can say sawa. But now you can remove people from your phone.
Imagine
from the picture.
Yep.
You can remove people from the picture and kama like my magic eraser.
Yeah, it's literally like you're editing a picture.
Exactly. You can edit a picture. Na kama umeona there was this update, this iPhone update. I think iPhone 15 ilipotoka. You can now, kama you're taking a group picture.
Yes.
In a snap picture nyingi of you guys, and then the final picture inakuwa ile ambayo you both all of you look your best.
Yeah.
So how real is that picture?
It's really because at one moment we look best.
at one point, one of you would look good. So kama it takes one of you and the other one, and then it brings them together.
Yes.
It makes a nice picture. It's not the moment.
Picture are no longer moments now, my friend. You know the moments. It's very interesting. Look, if you can go back to your photo album and see the picture umechukua 2020. Unaweza kuanza leo thanks to the cloud and everything else. Lakini how many times unaziangalia? Yani really going to reflect. Na hapa nilikuwa na jamaa fulani. Wow, this remind me of that. Hata kama utakumbuka kitu kama hicho, inaweza kuwa ni instant like okay, what next? Umeona? We don't have that idea ya pictures zamani. The pictures zamani kweli ilikuwa ndo za capture moment. Yani nilikuwa naangalia there was this series in Outer Ranger. So Outer Ranger inaonyesha incidents ni kama time traveling movie. So inaonyesha mtu alitravel to the past akapiga picha. Alipokuwa past alikuwa na society zamani kipindi hicho. 1880s hapo picha. Now amerudi kwenye 2000s, umeona? Anakuja kuangalia ile picha. Anakumbuka kumbe ile exist. Umeona? So that feeling is not there yet. Kwa sababu ile pale ni kwamba it's more like discovering the moment. Lakini what is right now is let me share with the people. So if you can get the best picture, that's all I want to do.
Inakuwa kama ni this creator effect. Like when you're doing creative work, mara nyingi ukitengeneza kitu creative kama ni wimbo, kama ni graphics design or anything, ukishamaliza you're done with it.
Yes.
for the creative. Lakini mtu anakuja kuangalia anaweza akaangalia mara nyingi. Wewe you're done, you go to the next thing. It's just like that. Nadhani the same thing imekuja kwenye nani sasa.
Yes, I think that's a good way of putting it. Kwamba right now we are not creating content for ourselves. It's more like creating content for the other people. Let me share this moment with other people. Let me share this moment with the world. I think that's what we are in tourist days. Kwamba how many people, how many likes will this individual picture take? Right?
Yeah.
So even if unafanya unachukua the picture, you won't care about the details. Kwa sababu why should I care about the details? Kwa sababu the person ambaye anaenda kuangalia won't be really looking at the details. We'll be looking at that happened. And sikuficha kuna vitu vingi siku hizi.
Vitu ni vingi.
Okay, na Instagram yenyewe kuna karibia picture, kuna how many posts? Trillions now, I think. A lot of pictures. So how many can you watch? Those days, bwana. Ukiangalia picture, you really remember kwamba wow, this was happening.
Yeah.
So it was one instance. So right now, you cannot even remember kwa sababu kuna a lot of pictures. Unashika leo umechukua picture, let's say for example hapa, tumechukua picture hapa. Kesho kutoka ukachukua picture the same place hapa. Kesho kutoka ukachukua so there's no that scarcity kwamba the moment was the only time.
Yeah.
You can always the great it.
Nakumbuka kuna wakati ilikuwa ikifika muda wa sikukuu, kuna watu wa baskeli wanapita nje na mifuko ya kamera.
I say it. So interesting thing. My dad used to do a photographer. Alikuwa anafanya hiyo picha barabarani. So unlike people wengine mimi kwa napata ile luxury kwamba every time ana set ile film yake ile film I don't remember the film I think. Mkanda exactly Mkanda. Alikuwa ni brand ya Kodak. So the first picture inakuwa ni kama trial. So the good thing my father alikuwa very lucky, alikuwa invested kipindi hicho. Alikuwa ana hiyo camera yake ni big screen, yani ina big what you call this lens everything. So I'm sure kwamba okay, how can I see at that time I'm not sure kama alikuwa anajua mambo ya ISO sijui nini.
Alikuwa picha nzuri
picture. So for every new film ile Mkanda mpya lazima nipige picha. And I was expecting every Sunday kutoka Sunday baba nyumbani atachukua kamera yake ataweka ile nani mpya hiyo Mkanda mpya, so I'll be there ready take a picture. So it was not so much new to me, lakini eventually baba afanyia tena hiyo kazi sana. So watu kama kuja, so it's become like this is a big deal even until 2010 I think 2007 I think those is the time ambapo nikaanza kuna watu wanapotea 2007 walikuwa waji sana kupiga picha. And then 2010 I remember that's the first time tulinunua nini a digital camera kama you can take a picture and then you see it. And then Samsung was like a big brand at that time.
I remember that Samsung was yani kwanza ukiwa na kamera ya Samsung.
The thing is Samsung waliweza pia walika a feature ambayo walikuwa na screen ya mbele.
Yeah,
unajua hapo unashikilia ile kamera ilikuwa ina lens as usual.
Yeah.
The lens of course ilikuwa so kubwa sana, lakini you can actually change direction lens badala kukaa hivi ikakaa hivi now. So you can just take a picture. I think the selfie idea was from there. And then it was become this is just a normal thing kwa sababu you erase it.
Yeah, ukifanya mara nyingi unaona
it's just a normal.
It's okay. So another feature I think kwenye it's important. Kwenye Android 15 is notification management.
Yeah.
Kuna notification management ways ambazo zimekuja nza tofauti. Now you can inafanya adaptive vibration.
Yes.
Like
I hate that.
In a sense your surroundings, like the surface and the level of noise, ili uweze kujua the intensity of vibration. Hiyo ndio na intensity gani ili uweze kuisikia. I think that's very important.
It's very important. So kila sound tunaona kwa mezani.
Kwa sababu ukiacha simu mezani unaisikia.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
I think that's creative because when you speech kwa saa uko ofisini labda uko na your bosses and everything else and then you put your phone mezani, of course ume quiet nini, but kuna zile apps zina for some reason zina vibrate,
alafu ndo unakuta kuna group fulani mdao ndio limego crazy.
Yani switch, I'm very sensitive to sauti ya simu. I don't know why, but sipendi, yani especially kwa labda nafanya my work, sipendi kabisa nisikie any vibration ya simu. It disturb me. Sasa kuna some people are not that considerate na is so kama ni kitu baya kwamba kuweka vibration or anything, ni kwamba they don't think kwamba inaweza ka disturb mtu mwingine. So akuta umekela labda kwenye desk hivi nisika the whole table na vibrate. Unaona? I think that's not,
hata mlikuwa mna concentrate.
Yes, ina lose, yeah. So now given that tunaweza kuweza understand the vibration surface, even I had in take the feedback ya vibration na also na noise from the mic, and it records when it vibrates. Yes.
Hapo ndo inaweza kuangalia pia the intensity of the sound ili ijue kama ina vibrate kwa nguvu ni kwa intensity gani. Something ambayo sijaona, think if they've done it, basi mimi ndio sijaona. Or they could add this. Kuna this thing ya patterns, kuwa na different patterns for different apps. Like patterns of vibration.
Okay.
For different apps.
Okay.
Unakumbuka zamani simu zilikuwa like wakati ule ndio the big thing, simu ilikuwa ina light hapa kwa mbele. Na kama ka light hivi kwa mbele, ka LED lights kana waka different colors. You ever see that?
Was it different colors?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Ilikuwa different colors. Some had different colors, some had one color.
Okay. Mimi yani tu ile.
So zilikuwa usually kijani, red, blue.
Okay.
RGB.
I'm to be honest, yes kumbuki. Tell me more.
Yeah, kwa hiyo you could set kwamba kama notification ni ya email, iwe rangi gani.
Thank you.
You could set kama ni ya SMS iwe rangi gani, kama ni ya Twitter iwe rangi gani.
Na nimekumbuka ya kitu. I remember because nadhani niliona kipindi gani. Ni kipindi nilichokuwa niko mwaka wangu wa kwanza chuo. And then kuna rafiki yangu aenda Charles hiyo. Alikuwa simu gani, sikumbuki alikuwa simu gani, lakini simu yake ilikuwa kuna saa inawaka taa. Sasa hata akwambia kwamba nitumie message nitaiona kwenye giza. So it was a very interesting time.
Maneno ya kishujaa sana nitumie message nitaiona hata kwenye giza.
It makes sense. You can also see the green light or red light kwenye giza.
Yeah, kwa hiyo anajua kama ni green, kwa mfano kama unajua ni message ya WhatsApp, utaisoma baadaye. Kama ni red, unaweza kukuta ni labda ni message. I think pia unaweza categorize kwa watu pia. Okay. Like important contacts kama sasa hivi ambao unaweza ukaweka speed dial. Maybe people in your speed dial wawe wana yani notification yake iwe na rangi fulani.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same thing inawezekana kwenye vibration.
Interesting.
Kwa sababu hizi patterns zinabadilika. Hizi patterns zinabadilika. Yeah, so I think the smallest thing ambayo mimi nimeona, small, I think this is the last thing ambayo naweza tukaangalia kwa Android 15. Kuna sasa hivi kwenye beta 3 kuna undo button switch something on kwa notification. Like switch on Bluetooth kwa mfano. Inatokea nani hapa chini kwa undo. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's easier now. Unaweza hizi nani icon sometimes inahitaji muda kwa mfano wifi. Ukiwasha haiwi kama unapopiga picha like pop. Inachukua like a few seconds, 1-2 seconds.
Yes, you're connected.
You're connected. Same thing kwa Bluetooth. Now you can undo it.
Okay.
Kwa hiyo yani inakuwa nje notification lakini. Okay. The notification bar inapanda, kile kinanicha undo kinakuwa kwa chini. So yeah, bugs nyingine ni nyingi sana. I think tunaweza tukazilink, tutaweka hata link kwenye description.
Yeah.
Ili watu waende
kuna vitu vingi kwenye Android, and I think we will be maybe we can deep dive individually na
kudemonstrate over time ukaviangalia. Sasa Android users hivi vitu washavizoea sana, and then wanakuja kukuta vitu hivi vimekuwa vikubwa vikija kwenye iOS.
Now moving to WWDC, right?
Ikiwa kwenye iOS
it's big deal.
There are things people are clapping for. Maybe I'm not I haven't used iPhones. So I'm like a hardcore Android person.
Okay.
So in WWDC this time wametoa updates vitu vingi like Vision Pro and Vision 2, like their OS imekuwa mpya, iOS, Mac, like all their devices. And then mwishoni kabisa, which is actually very weird, it was a very big thing, wameweka mwishoni kabisa AI. AI stuff wameweka mwishoni.
Actually it's not AI, it's Apple Intelligence.
It's Apple Intelligence. This thing, it's in the branding.
Yeah, it's in the branding, brother. And I think that's a big part kwa Apple. And to be honest, let's give them, kwa sababu unajua nini? It's like this. Yani kuna kampuni, kuna even individual hata kazini. Kuna mtu anaweza kufanya kazi. Akafanya kazi the same work as you do. Like in the way I'm organized kwanza. Let's say the presentation, number one. The presentation is super nice. These people want to play with the psychology combat. Of course, anything which is presented good, it makes sense. Anyway, appeal to good things. Anyway, emotionally, we like good things more. So that's the one thing. Any attempt to ukiwa kazini, ukiwa happy, you have to look at that in that direction combat. You might even get a higher price. Unaweza kucharge bei kubwa sana kwa kitu chako kwa sababu ni branded tu.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Impressions are
everything. Kita mwisho na career co, right? Inakuwa ni tofauti sana, unaweza kuduka hapa kwenye duka la hapa sisi. Even though it's the same thing, it's all about branding, and that's what Apple and Android. So
it's true.
It's a common thing in the world.
It's true. It happens kwamba watu wengi sana wanaogopa kununua vitu supermarket. Hiyo kitu wanataka kanunue sokoni.
Yes.
Kwa sababu supermarket kuna AC.
Yes. It's all about packaging. Unaona the way walipokuwa packaging even the introduction ya event ilivyokuwa
that is something that they get right all the time. Yeah. Na kama ukiangalia hizi updates zao zote they are pre-recorded. Wanaondoa all the mistakes.
Yeah, of course. Hata mimi mwenyewe nafikiria kwamba maybe that's not the best strategy sometimes, but to be honest, it's always good to be prepared. If you can remove their mistakes, remove them.
It is. But they make a big deal out of it. Kama siku wanasema kwamba like WWDC, it's different na kama Google I/O wanafanya.
Yes.
Google I/O wanafanya live demos.
Yes.
Pale.
Yeah.
So it becomes a thing, wanakuja creators pale, people in tech, developers wanakuja wengi. It's a whole day.
And people, they really think about every aspect.
It's a lot of preparation behind it. After that, if you notice this time, I think this is the first time they've done this. After WWDC, Tim Cook went to speak with the YouTube creators.
Yes.
So kwenye vile vitu ambavyo tulikuwa tunaongelea watu wa Android walipokuwa wanashangaa. So kwenye the new iOS there's new features.
Yes.
Kwenye iOS ambavyo okay. So if kama kuna mtu wa Android ambaye anasikiliza, you can calm down. Okay, so one of the features now is that you can rearrange your apps on your screen.
Yeah, big deal for Apple users.
People clapped.
Of course.
You can now rearrange your apps and place them anywhere on the screen.
Yeah.
Something that Android users forgot could be an update.
I thought it's normal.
Yeah, you thought it was normal because you're already using Android.
To be honest, I thought it was top.
Yeah, so customization is something that iPhones didn't have.
Yeah.
All of their home screens used to look the same. It's maybe just the placement, but the grid was the same, the number of icons across and down, it was the same. So now you can do that. Yes. You can customize the color of the icons. Yes. Android users, calm down.
Yeah.
You can customize the colors of your icons to any color actually, which is the same. Unajua hata Android now in
can you do that in Android, like the colors?
For some.
Okay.
For some. Nimesahau inaitwaje. Lakini now for some apps kama weko apps, the messages, phone na nini, you can customize colors. Lakini unakuta kuna apps ambazo hazibadiliki. So unakuwa na apps nyingi zinafanana, lakini kuna apps kadhaa
zinafanana. Yes.
Unakuwa na apps nyingi zinafanana, lakini kuna vingine havibadiliki.
Okay, yes.
Because vile na rangi yake, which is they kind of stick out. Like for iPhone now you can
change them.
You can change for all of them.
Interesting. You know one thing which I'm looking forward to now, I don't know if I can do that already when Android phone. I think I'll explore that. I want to turn everything to black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, black and white for me I think it's really a good color kwa mtu yoyote ambaye anahitaji labda really concentration at one time. Kwa na all these colors, it's nice and good, lakini kwa na black and white it doesn't make kwamba setting up kwa higher priority compared to nyingine. Unaweza kujiuliza kwamba kwa nini labda Tinder nyekundu au Instagram nyekundu. This is up specific colors. They're like, that's just take more attention from you. And really, to be honest, I don't want to pay attention.
That's actually something ambayo hata nothing wamefanya.
Okay.
The nothing phone. The nothing phone in the UI. All things are black and white. Alafu haina zile icons are not the same. Okay. Like hazina zile picha wala rangi. Okay. You know. There's also an app that you can do that, Neto Minimalist.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think you can look it up.
Is it charged? Is it free?
Yes, it's free. It's free. So it's on Play Store.
Okay.
Neto Minimalist. The whole point ni kukuondoa kwenye nani. Yeah. You've never seen it. Ads zilikuwa nyingi on Play Store. Sijui kama kwenye App Store ipo. I don't know. I don't know kama kwenye App Store ipo. Yeah. Lakini there's that something else that you can do now kwenye iOS. You can change. You know kuna zile button mbili on your lock screen, camera and flashlight.
Yeah.
You can change those now.
At least that's a big relief, my brother. So I will switch it. One of the things about when I used to use iPhone, I think I'll go back to iPhone eventually. Maybe when they release 16, I'll be in iPhone already. One of the things that I really wanted to change was the icons. Zile za pale chini. Really, it doesn't make sense sometimes. Why do I need this flashlight?
Before you could change it, but quite jailbreaking. Which is for a normal person.
I'm a very normal person.
I'm not here kufanya yoyote. So now you can change it.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay, because kwenye iOS pia there's something important really important that I've seen that we've not talked about.
What is it?
Kuna scheduled text messaging imekuja on iPhone now.
Oh yeah.
It was there on Android.
Yeah.
In previous versions. And something else, text via satellite.
And the same thing with the Android. I think we should mention about the satellite capability right now.
Yeah.
You know, with the Android 15, you can actually Android 15, the coming one, you can actually text. You can actually connect to the satellite. So what they do, or they did this time, is that, for example, if you don't have Wi-Fi or you don't have internet or connection, then Apple will notify you, there is no connection, so you cannot do this. But if you are connected to satellite, it will prompt you, are you okay to use satellite connection for this?
Yeah, that's very important. Yes. Even in terms of emergency.
Yes.
In terms of an emergency, hamna network.
Imagine that. So what they are doing also, in addition to having that capability, that you can text and also receive calls, I think, from the satellite. Yeah. So it's something big also coming with the Android. Speaking about these satellites, what about the WWDC? What happened? What are they happening with
satellites? Yeah. So now kuna this feature ambayo ilikuja kwenye iPhone 14, iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max.
Yes.
Yeah, SOS.
Yes.
There were many emergency features kama crash detection SOS. Kwa hiyo ukawa unaweza sasa kama you are stranded somewhere alone, huna data, huna mtandao, you can use that to call someone for help. Okay. Same technology, you can now use it for text. Okay. Yeah. Which is
so it's like enabling it with more capabilities.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Another thing kwenye ile nani kuwa, I think something that was very useful, and updates kwenye AirPods. You can now interact with prompts using gestures. Like you can nod kama umevaa zile AirPods.
Yes.
You can nod or you can shake your head for yes and no.
That one is big, to be honest. Niliona ad yake. It's not ad, it's a song alikuwa kwenye trend and then he had to do this.
Yeah,
it makes sense. It's something which makes sense. I mean, eventually.
Kama uko kwenye watu wengi.
You don't want to speak so much. Yes.
You don't want to speak.
The question is, when you maybe shake your head like no, right? What's happened? Does it say no to the receiving end? Or
inachukua kama umetap no. So kama alternative to tap
into your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Kama alternative.
Interesting.
So now you can just use gestures. So which is okay. So on the iPad also kuna updates kwenye the iPad. So for me at least 2 big updates.
Yes.
The first one is SharePlay. SharePlay you can now mtu akikuruhusu you can now connect to the iPad and control it from where you are. Yes. So usiangalia tu maybe from the side of like from dangerous side. Fikiria kuna wale family tech support. Unajua wale watu wa kwenye familia ambao ndio wanatumia kutengeneza kila kitu kikiharibika you call that person. Yes. So now instead of explaining a lot unaifanyia from your side and then you solve the problem.
Interesting.
So that was very important. So something new ambayo pia imekuja kwenye iPad ni calculator.
Yes, the calculator. Interesting. It's become better. From they say from no calculator to the best calculator.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true. It's like from no calculator to the best calculator. Math notes is, if it works, it's great. It works. So in math notes you can write equations with your handwriting and put an equal sign and it will answer your equation in your handwriting.
Yeah, it uses something called it's called this machine learning for text. No text. It's handwriting detection, specifically for handwriting. Yeah. So you see, in the past when we were starting, this was 2010. Early on, we had this optical character recognition. Right? So it captures the optical, right? But now the optical become part of the pixels. Right? So we have handwriting character recognition.
So with OCR ilikuwa tu kama kwa mfano in documents, right? Inaweza ika recognize what's written on the document and turn it into text.
Yes.
Okay.
So now it's going that direction. So that's the thing, right? Unajua kuna mtu alikuwa anasema kwamba hapo wameapply AI a lot, but they mention it only on a few spaces. So all this handwriting recognition ya kuweza kujua kwamba hii ni equation ya 3/5 au 7 ngapi, that is pure AI, right? Ni AI pale. Of course ni machine learning, I think that's all AI, unaona. So ni kwamba I'm liking the fact kwamba wamefikiria vizuri how to use AI, kwa sababu unajua kuna zile picture. Those are really good use case, but kuna use case ambazo wow, this is actually going to change, big game changer.
Yeah, like imagine kwamba like having variables in the same screen, having variables and changing one variable and it changes all the rest.
Yeah, I think that's the future of education, and I'm looking forward to buy one for my kids. When I get them, I'm sure they'll enjoy this.
One thing at a time. Now you can get the iPad.
But you guys tell me. I don't know. I think the students these days, they are really lucky. Very lucky. If you're a student this era, you're lucky. You're most likely to learn easily.
Yes.
The only thing is you need to be exposed. And if you're really a parent out there listening to this, jitahidi kutoka exposed kwenye vitu vya muhimu. Usimaje tu exposed kwenye nyimbo zetu za piano, ama what, right? Hapana. Kuna vitu kama hivi.
But think, is it that they can learn easily, or is it just they have access to resources? Is it learning like for someone to know something, kitu kikae kichwani kwake? That has nothing to do with it doesn't have much to do with the availability of things.
Yes.
Ila tu ni mtu kama you have a lot of useless content.
Yes.
And you have a lot of useful content at the same level.
Yes.
Well, ukichukua useless content.
Yeah,
you've had access to them, ukaamua ku learn hizo.
Yes.
So I think maybe tunaweza something has to change in the education system, like how we can incorporate all these resources into what's going on in class.
Yes.
I think we can find a way.
Yeah, interesting. Let me tell you something which is very interesting. So, if you're lucky, or if you are really lucky, find a kid, mtoto mwenye mwaka mmoja miaka miwili. You'll be surprised they are blank space. Like zero things. Nothing. Literally nothing. They know nothing. They don't even know how to work. They're learning how to work.
Oh yeah, at that age.
Any mtoto ambaye iko 3 years old, below 3 years old, at 4 years sometimes is nothing. That's why they end up like, what is this? This is what ni. So what is happening ni tunahitaji kuweka resources aina gani? The resources that build the curiosity of mtoto. So we imagine at the time niko secondary or level, we had telescope in our school. We had a telescope, and we had keyboards, we had a computer room, all these things. So these are the resources which were available to me at that time. And then we had library. I was lucky to be in that school, to be honest. The worst thing in kwamba was I primed to be in that school. Yani nilikuwa nimeandaliwa kwenda kwenye shule kwa sababu unaweza kumtoa mtoto wako labda amesoma primary au mtoto nyumbani tu. Nyumbani there's no culture of learning, right? The only culture we have is, hey, let's watch TV, tuangalie cartoon, tuangalie music.
Yeah.
That's a priming. Actually, this is normal. This is what is really important.
That's what people run to.
Yes. So kama tuna prime, especially kama ni mzazi, una prime mtoto wako, and I think I'm going to the parental now, which is very interesting topic.
Very interesting.
Kama wewe ni mzazi, you prime your kids kwamba wao wanafikiria kuhusu music au kuhusu specific subject. They're going to do that mostly intensely, right? Yeah. That's kama una provide resources when they are ready to learn more about that particular subject, they're going to be very good. So kama mtoto wako labda anaangalia mapiano nyumbani, which is very interesting subject on itself, piano has become a global phenomenon, right? Kama anaangalia piano, then for 2 years in row labda anakuwa na resources za kusoma piano, kujua kwamba okay, if I do this, man, I'm telling you, they're going to learn a lot about that. Yeah. So resources really play a key part, but what kind of resources and what background this particular individual has.
It's true.
So what I'm saying, the kids, they have good time right now, kwamba most of the content available, content and resources are available readily.
Yes.
But also the means of dissemination, they are easily available. So fun. Come down levels, we had to find resources. Na shule yetu, unfortunately, shule ilienda advance, ilikuwa iko resources very much. Kuna very bright people.
That was a very big change ambayo tulipitia.
Yes. Very smart people, but we are very so deprived. But we are very resourceful. Kwamba anything small, unakuta hicho chote kimekuwa replicated kwa watoto tumeshakipata. Kila mtu anapata the same pamphlet, what do you get to read? Which was very resourceful for the students. Lakini the resources in terms of kwamba labda version ya the same explanation in this example and that example and that example, they are not any kind of available. We were using the same example. Kwa mfano, right now niweza kuelezea kuhusu, let's say, gold, right? Nikupa resource examples gold kwa influence ya South Africa. It won't make much sense kwa Tanzania.
Yeah.
But kuna different examples, it's different. Now, with the smartphone, with the iPad, kwanza resources is widely available. I want to learn about X. You can get instantly, you can learn, you can get different examples. They are very lucky for that.
Even X as a variable.
Yes, X as variable, not X as a Twitter or what. X as a variable, right? So you can learn, get different example and learn quick. So people are lucky, students are lucky for that area. Lakini, the question is, are you really using your time, or are you priming your kids through the resources ambazo zinakuwa ni very useful or relevant? Wow. Kwa sababu kuna content kweli there, of course they're very useful, and I'm not saying computer is so useful. For some reason, everything is useful. For some reason,
it depends on the use.
Everything is useful. And if you can be the world class in whatever you're doing, kuna jamaa, he's just librarian, but he's very good at that. That's my whole library. We have all these computers and everything to take over the library, but shit, man.
Like Will.
This guy is very good. You see that? That's a good example.
Kuna iPhone mirroring. So you can now control your iPhone through your Mac.
Okay.
So you can mirror your screen through your Mac. All your notifications and everything vinatokea on your Mac. Yes. In the meantime though, your phone inakuwa iko locked.
Yes.
So someone can't run away with your phone and use it. So I think that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
When you talked about education, menikumbusha hili swala that I've been thinking about for a long time.
What is it?
Do you think if things are now easier to do, kama math notes can now do, because the example was kama projectiles and stuff, kutengeneza graphs na nini. If now you can do that without going through the table of values stuff na kutumia calculator na graph paper, unadhani most of the time we use in school kwenye syllabus kama ikiweka kwamba topic ya projectile itasoma for some time, hiyo pia may consider how long it's going to take for that student to understand that.
Yes, very true. Yes, very true.
So say now hauna haja ya kumfundisha table of value, hauna haja ya kumfundisha jinsi ya kuform kama zile polynomial equations, hauna haja ya kufanya hivyo tena sasa hivi. Lakini you can just place them in a device and inakupa the same results. So do you think time for education itapungua? Kwa mfano from 1 hadi form 4 ikapungua, maybe from 1 math topics kwa mfano for form 1, something that used to take maybe 4 weeks could now take 2 or 1.
Yes. Yeah. So what I'm thinking ni kwamba itakuwa variable. Time itakuwa variable.
Yeah.
Maybe mtoto wangu kama, and this is something maybe the policies of the country should look at really careful. Kwamba I don't need to take my kids to school the way you take your kids to school. Kama I can teach them at home and maybe qualify them by exam or something like that, let's do that. Because some people, they are very smart, they are very, like, their brain are like capturing everything and they can make sense of everything quicker. And some people, they are struggling. So the time should be a variable that's not like, hey, you need to spend 9 hours kwenye hii kitu. Maybe I spend 3 hours in being able to read kwa sababu ya how I primed.
Kujua kwamba pia uwezo wa huyo mwanafunzi anayejifunza.
Yeah.
For some they might still need the old method.
Yes.
Lakini sawa. So something else ambayo we can look into shortly from the event ilikuwa ni Apple Intelligence. AI. But there you can it's a bit different, right? The way they have presented it. It's not a standalone app.
Yes.
Kama ChatGPT au Gemini ilivyokuwa. It's sprinkled into things. Yani it is like imewekwa behind it's the same thing actually kama Gemini. Gemini has a standalone app ambayo ilikuwa Google Assistant.
Yes.
But it is also behind the apps.
Yes. You know, the thing is, right now AI has become like a PR thing, Let me tell you one thing. Before we had AI or everything less with this popular as AI, tulikuwa tuna vitu kama Siri, and tulikuwa tuna vitu kama kwamba ile favorite, kwamba this is your favorite individual ndio kumpigia kila siku, kuna suggestions vitu kama hivyo. So what happened is kwamba right now AI is being widely used. And because it's widely used, they want to make it like it's a big deal. Kama wana make a big deal, wana try to make it kwamba it exists. Lakini they don't say exactly kwamba this is AI. But AI as a functionality is now more available. Kwa mfano, let me give an example. Google produces a search engine. Search engine, it give you results based on page ranking and other algorithms. Right now, the same search engine wakana na all this different way of promoting the business and everything else. Right now, we have Gemini. Gemini is LLM, large language model. It's similar to Kid, and maybe this is something we can talk later, but short summary kwamba LLM ni kwamba inajifunza vitu vingi, inakuwa cram na vitu vingi, cram, then it can split out something which might make sense or not make sense. Most of the time it makes sense because it knows a lot of connections kwenye prompts, sindio? But what you're really looking at ni kwamba now this is called AI, sindio? Lakini search engine yenyewe pia ilikuwa it's something which it's magical. It's really magical. Yeah. But now because it's new thing and there is a there is AI and everything else, ukisema AI it give it like uniqueness. So at Apple during this WWDC alichofanya kwamba ndio ameelezea kwamba there is AI, but the way AI right now it's available like a normal service like any other thing else, right? So it's a feature. Yes, they kama not even a feature, ni kama background expectation. So feature, let's say kwa mfano labda let's say feature ni kitu kama nini? Feature ni kitu kama ukienda kwenye SpaceX kwenye X kwenye Twitter ukakutana space, that is a feature. That's a feature. Ndio, ukutana bookmark, that's a feature. Lakini hii ina exist kama background existence and it's not even yes, we can say it's a feature, but it is like the existence, the normal expectation kwamba how it operates. Yeah, it's just like that now. Hizo kwenye how it operates. It's how it operates. True. Yeah. Kwa sababu ukiangalia how everything is connected from your text to your search to your what to that's it. I'm expecting when I'm trying to text my mom to be able to have zile general prompts zile kama suggestions. Yeah. I'm expecting that. Of course, that is AI. That is using artificial intelligence, but that is something which is expected. It's like now normal, right? So it's not like a big deal. So what Apple and they did very well. Apple Intelligence, it exists. It's like something expected. It's like it's telling you guys, it's not that deep. Yeah, it's expected. It's not that deep, you guys. See, mambo tunatumia tu kila sehemu. Yes, exactly. This is normal. Like expect this to be normal. And now, because of their partnership with OpenAI, it can now swali ambayo ilikuja ni kwenye security. Yes. Privacy. How private is your information? So if the question was, is the AI used, is it on device au inabidi ende kwenye server? So according to them, kwanza sio zote zapata AI, the sio zote. So which means there is a specific requirement device kwa nazo. Yes, it's from iPhone 14. Yes. iPhone 14 going up, yeah. So what does it mean? There is a part of it is on device. Yeah, part of it is on device. That's why kama kuna kitu ambacho it's over the capabilities of the AI on device, that is why it asks you now unataka kutumia ChatGPT. Yes, which is something which I think to some degree it makes sense because of course you cannot like the fault. Let me tell you one thing, and this is also coming back to the how we raise our kids. I don't know why am I talking about kids these days so much, but I'm being very sensitive about kids. Ukiangalia device yako sasa ina certain capability ya battery. Umeona? Certain capability ya battery, certain capability ya processing power. It need more resources. Now one of the key resources in need kwanza ni energy, right? Yeah. Number 2 ni ile processing power. Processing power is widely available, lakini the energy haitoshelezi kufanywa. Ukisema process ile LLM or anything on device, it's too much energy. Yeah. Itakuwa ya moto hatari. It's the same thing with the kids. I was saying about kids. Unajua kama wewe ni parent, mtoto wako miaka 3 hadi miaka 6. One thing they always need ni chakula. They are learning, they are process of learning, right? So they need a lot of brain power kufanya kazi. And that power kutoka in brain itakuwa ni chakula. So if you're not feeding them enough food, tunachana mtoto wako anakuwa lazy anakutegemea kwa kila kitu. Now you become like that external server, right? And then it processes small stuff. They cannot make the core decisions. So even if we are talking about tech and everything else, really this is something which we really need to look at once. And this is something which I've been learning recently. Now some more about how AI works and all this with all these LLMs. Yani, as a parent, we really need to feed our kids properly akiwa katika ile young age, especially young age ambapo anajifunza vitu vipya. mtu asiende shuleni na njaa. Akienda shuleni na njaa, capacity yake inakuwa limited, number one. Vitu ambazo anaanza kufikiria inakuwa limited. Mbona? Kwa sababu brain it consume a lot of energy. I'm telling you, it consume a lot of energy. Me right now, naweza kukaa siku mbili bila kula, which is fine. Now I won't be so much degraded because my brain right now imeshakuwa na information already. So right now I'm just splitting. Ta. Mbona? So I don't need a lot of energy kwa ajili ya process or anything to think through. Similarly, simu yako ina limited amount of energy. The limitation of energy iliyokuwepo na substantial limitation of how to process whatever you're sharing with it. Kwa sababu sometimes all these things are being processed. So kwa patu zinakuwa una ask GPT na process it. I need to process kama okay, does it include this variable? Does it include that variable? So a lot of that to make it so impossible to do on device. It's limited.
That's why they have to
access the external things.
Yeah. So I was saying now kwenye hii swala la privacy and security and AI is where now we have this issue with Adobe. I don't know if you've seen recently.
Yes, Adobe.
So Adobe has been sued.
Yep.
First, Adobe was sued before. This thing started in 2022.
Yeah.
But what sparked most of the things now is mambo ya the new terms of use.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. Kwa hiyo walichosema kwanza before ilikuwa ni they were being sued on how hard it is for someone to unsubscribe.
Yes, very true.
Ilikuwa kama ukisubscribe for Adobe services kwa mwaka that they bill monthly. So usually ukisubscribe for a month ile ya mwaka inaonekana kama kuna a cut unapewa kama kuna discount hivi unapata. Lakini ukija ku discontinue ile discount ya ile nani yako ile yearly subscription before the year ends within the first year kuna fee ya kuna nini. So you need to pay 50% of ile nayo. Lakini tatizo ni kwamba wana feature. It's very easy to subscribe. It's very easy. Short steps.
Actually it's not easy. You are because if you look back in 2012 what happened kwamba they make everyone subscriber by default.
By default.
And by default is a subscriber. So you're not like opting in or what you are by default.
And then ukija sasa kutaka ku unsubscribe, there's steps you have to go through.
Yes. I heard you have to call and then you have to chat with the chatbot and then for some reason they can
watakuzungusha. In that time wanakuzungusha within that month ikifika siku wanakucharge tena. Hiyo inatoka. So the easy terms of use mpya they say because they talk this month, right? This is June.
Yes.
So I told in early June ikapata backlash nyingi sana, watu wakakasirika. Waka update tarehe 10 ilitoka. So basically the new terms of use inasema roughly in context inasema kwamba they may access or view your content through manual or automated ways. So think of it this way. Wewe ni you are a designer or you are a photographer. So Adobe has a lot of suites like Photoshop, Lightroom, InDesign, vitu ambavyo watu ndio wanapatia hela hapo.
Yes.
So if you have work ambayo haitaki kuonekana bado or you are under an NDA. Kwamba you can't show the work kabla haijawa completed.
Yes.
And it's secret things.
Yes.
So now Adobe is supposed to it may the word they used is may. It may view your content or listen to your content kabla ukiweka kwenye cloud.
Yes.
If you put it in the cloud. And their reason was that wanaweza kawa na check for if it is dangerous or it has like child sexual abuse, vitu kama hivyo. Lakini sasa why should they have that access? Ndio swali ambalo watu wanaulizana. Why? And something kwa hicho kitu ambacho cha kwanza hicho ambacho
actually you know kwanza Adobe is a big company, to be honest. It's one of the global big brand. Now ukiangalia even the time even the offices, everything is big. You know, zamani kwa Adobe is a small
it's not
big one. It's really massive. And one thing they are really good ni provide the services they are providing, the money they are really number one, whatever they are doing.
Yeah, competitors ni wachache sana.
Yeah, the competitor ni kama Figma. Because even they trying to acquire Figma, it means they are world competitor or something like that.
Yeah, ni competitor. But they are not as, kwa sababu Figma might do one thing, might be, does not do video.
No, they don't do video yet.
It does.
It's more or
UI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Canva is a big competitor. So Canva now can do pictures
websites
very
now.
well. Yeah.
Canva can do websites now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about websites.
Yeah, they had an event a few months ago.
Yeah. The big event from Australia.
Yeah.
Canva is also a company, man. We should check them out.
Yeah, we should talk about them. Yeah.
So well, this thing. So they started to tell about defaulting, subscribing everyone, and then another thing is that their subscription. Now the recent issue is regarding the cloud.
Yeah.
But what they said on their defense, they say that even though there is that clause from the terms and services, it was existing there. It was not like something very new. It already exists. The only thing is now it's very clear.
Now people know.
Yeah. It's similar to how Instagram, there was one time the backlash about ownership of the pictures in Instagram. So Instagram decided, I think even during this time, it was even when the founders of Instagram actually worked with Meta, Facebook at that time. So they say, who was this guy? Mark and the team decided, you know what, the pictures in Instagram are Instagram property. They can decide to use them for whatever what is called ad and everything else, and you cannot say anything about it. And the people are really had a backlash. So we had that trending hashtag delete Instagram. It was a big deal, and I think 100,000 people deleted that.
Then if you have millions of downloads.
Yes, of course, like it was significant. The good thing is, at that time, the actual founders of Instagram were still working with Facebook, right? So they had another talk, whatever talk, and say, okay, let them be retrieved from this. Let's go that direction. Similar now with the Adobe, what is happening is that they say everything on their cloud is theirs to scan and review.
Yeah.
Right? That thing is existing, according to them, existed even before.
Existed, yeah.
Yeah. But it was not very clear. Now the only thing that they did is make it clear. So if you look at the issue with the subscription and this new allegation regarding the ownership of it's really challenging the Adobe thinking of how they're going on with their business model. Are they going to, because everyone wants a piece of the AI, and AI really wants content.
Yeah.
AI wants, this is the beast, we always have to feed the content.
Yeah. Kwenye hiyo sasa kwenye AI ambayo kitu kingine, there's this thing, so baada ya hizi terms of use kutoka, ilibidi sasa waanze kama kuelezea watu sasa, this is what we mean, this is what we don't mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So kitu kingine ambacho kilikuwa kina watu ambao wanaona kinaenda kutokea ni kwamba Adobe is going to train the generative AI using people's content, which is when they made it clear, they said kwamba that's not the case. They're not going to train you using your content, but they train using Adobe stock. Kumbuka pia Adobe stock inakuwa fed na photographers ambao wanauza kazi zao to Adobe. Were they aware of that?
There's another question. So that's something which maybe we can look at.
We can look at that. So I think it's been a good week.
It is.
It's been a good week, and we'll be back again next week
with the better, best content.
Yes, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify. And we'll be there for you.
We are here for you.
All right. Have a good one.